mesmerizing, isn't it? I love lights. Turn that switch on. Oh no. Oh, that's so cool. Oh no. You like that? Oh no. Wait, it gets better. No. Oh my God.
I know, I'm crazy, right? Who needs lights like this in a bedroom? Well, when I was a baby, my first word was light. And coincidentally, so was Tom's. What?
Light.
Light. Say hello.
Mom.
Say hello.
Light.
Say hello.
Light.
Yeah, I know, light. Say hello. See, we have that obsession in common. Although these lights have the ability to throw a psychedelic rager, he mainly uses them in solid colors according to his mood. I installed the lights in aluminum C-channel that I bought at my local home center. I thought about using a small crown molding, but the aluminum went well with his decor and it was much quicker to install. These LED strips fit perfectly in the C-channel. They're 15 feet long and they're flexible enough to turn the corners without damage. The bump you see here and the black tape to the right are where the strips are spliced together. Sit tight, I'll explain that later in the video. The brains behind the lights are the two components hidden in the closet. There's a wireless LED controller and a 12-volt power supply. I drilled a hole in the wall to pass through the power and signal wires to the LEDs on the other side. I was fortunate to have power already in the closet, but I added a switch in the bedroom so that he could turn the lights on and off. Okay, I'll be honest, the rest of this video goes into greater detail which may only appeal to lighting geeks like me. I won't get offended if you tune out.
The first thing you need to get started is the lights themselves. In addition to that, you're going to need a power supply. And you're also going to get, with the lights, a controller, which also has a remote control. The controller includes two sets of leads for a reason. Actually, what you can do is you can circle the room like I did. One goes in one direction and one goes in the other direction, and that way you have a mirror effect. Both sides do the same thing. So let me show you the lights themselves. The lights come on this really cool film reel, and these are actually made for outdoor use. You can actually use them outside. They are in a somewhat waterproof silicone type of sleeve. I'm not too sure how the ends will actually hold up against the weather, but they are supposedly waterproof. The way this works is you've got a power connector and you've got the communication wire that comes from the controller. You hook the controller together and then we just need power. Now for power, this is what the power supply looks like. Now all you have to do here, as you can see, the power is connected here. I took an old extension cord that I had. It's from an old power supply that went dead on me. And it's got green for ground. The white goes on the N, which is the neutral. And the black goes on L, which stands for line. Okay, so black, white, green. It has to be a 3-prong plug. Then the other side, you've got the DC output. There's plus on this side, negative on that side. I'm using, just for a sample here, I use the copper side of this speaker wire. It's actually just, this is 18 gauge speaker wire that I'm using to power it. It's more than enough for this application. So I took off 2 leads here and I stripped them. All I'm going to do is put, it says right on here, positive and negative. So I'm putting the copper one on the positive side and the silver one on the negative side. I'm going to tighten these down. Okay, now I'm going to plug in the power supply. On this, we've got power on the side of the controller and one of these. So we're going to plug these in. And you can see we have light. Now you can see the other end just includes a connector, a data connector, to get to the next string. So I plugged in 2 strings here. I've got 1 string over here, 1 string on the other side. They're connected with the data port in the middle. So what I need to do is set the length of the 2 strings. And on here, on the controller, there is a length setting right here. So while the controller is off, you can actually hit the length setting. And it tells you the number of pixels there are in the whole length of string. You can see I have it set by default, it's just the 1 string. If I hit the plus, you'll eventually see it's getting longer and longer and longer. Okay, now one of the challenges we have are the brightness. Now hopefully this will show up on camera. But when you look at it, the power is being supplied by this end, and way on the other side, the voltage, there's voltage drop that goes across this whole string of lights. And so here you can see it's not nearly as bright as the other side. Now I don't know if that will be noticeable in the room or not, but what I'm going to actually do is move it so that the power is supplied from the middle of the 2 strings. So what I've found is that if you power it from the middle, then you're not getting any voltage drop. They're both the same color. I actually cut back this heat shrink tubing off of these wires and cut the ends of the silicone here to try and figure out how am I actually going to get this to be like that in a, one continuous ribbon of LEDs, and hide the wire somehow underneath them without having it get in front of one of the LEDs. And I've come to the conclusion that the best thing to do is to just cut this out and solder them together. So that's actually what I'm going to do. There's a lot of LED strings that are pretty cheap out there that all they do is have 3 wires. One of them is red, green, blue, and you can mix voltage across all 3 of them to get different colors, but the whole string is the same color. I find these strings fascinating because they have pixels along the way. And this is the same way that pixels work on your television set or on major NFL football stadium screens. It works the same way. So the way that I'm going to demonstrate this for you is, let's just say we've got a 4 pixel string here. And picture this is like a train track, and these are 4 sidings along the train track, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And let's say we have our message is that train coming down the track. Let's say there's red, green, blue, and yellow. These are the 4 colors in our train, all right? And these are really instructions. So as the train is coming down the track, what happens is the first train comes to the first pixel, it goes off to that siding, and that one sends on the message to the rest. Green comes here, and it sends the other 2 down the line. Blue goes to 3, and yellow goes to 4. That's why you have to set the length of the string, because it tells the controller how long to make the message. That's how many pixels are on your string. I think that's awesome. It's just really cool. So hope you think so too. All right, Geek Alert ended. To hang the lights around Tom's room, I thought of a lot of different things. I thought about crown molding. I thought about just a piece of wood, maybe a shelf, something like that. There's a lot of ways you can actually do this, and you can put it high against the ceiling or you can put it down low, however you want to do it. With Tom's kind of modern look in his room, we've kind of got natural materials and metals and things like that. So we actually found these. They're called C-channels, 3/4 inch C-channel. They're aluminum. They're very lightweight. And that's what I'm actually going to use to hang these things on the wall. To make the corners, I need to remove this piece right here so that the ribbon will actually go around the corner of the room. So I'm actually just putting it up against another piece, marking it, and then I will cut it with my Dremel. I'm actually going to put 3 screws to hold each one of these rails. They're not very heavy, but you never know if the wall's out of straight or something, and I don't want them to sag in the middle. So I'm going to put one in the corner, which is a given because there's always framing in the corner. And the other end is above the door, and there should be framing above the door. So that's fine. I'll drill a hole in each end. Now I want to find one towards the middle, and for that I use my stud finder. And put a little piece of tape on it, and that's where I'm going to drill the hole in the back. My bit fell out. This is the middle of the wall where the wire is going to come through for the controller. Trouble is, next to a door frame, there's always 2 pieces of framing. In fact, there's framing above the whole door. So what I did is I actually used my stud finder to find the edge of this one. I'm going to actually drill a hole there, and the wire will kind of stretch to the middle of there. Okay, so I did find it. It's over there. I'll be able to make that hole bigger and it'll be hidden. But now what I'm going to do is actually transfer that mark up to the channel. And now I'm going to take this downstairs and I'm going to notch it so that the wires can come through. Now that I have my notch, this is going to get put up here. Oof, don't scratch the paint. I'm going to mark where that is. And then I can make a hole there. Alright, now I'm going to install it right even with that line right there. That's my 11 5/8 from the ceiling.
Be sure to check out these related videos and more on my website, handydad.tv.